Hello everyone, I'm the Peculiar Pisces and welcome to my channel. Today is Monday, October 7th, 2024, and this is Flosstube video number 24. And I got it right this time because I checked before I started filming. As you can see, today I've had a little bit of a location change. I am downstairs in my craft room, which is down in the basement. I wanted to see if the lighting was a little bit better down here and if you can see my projects just a smidgen better. But we'll see. You can let me know in the comments if the lighting is better or if it looks better up in the kitchen where I normally film. The library I know for sure is not a great place to film, and neither was my bedroom. But this is actually a bedroom downstairs in my basement that I have turned into a craft room. And ever since we moved in, for the longest time, it was more or less a catch-all. It had all of my craft things in, and because there are sharp and pointy things in here, the children were told they cannot come in here. And so I would also hide Christmas presents, birthday presents, anniversary presents. Every type of present got hidden down here. And then also when things upstairs, it was, up there, and I'm just like, oh, I'll take it down to my craft room and I'll put it away later. And later never happened. And then a few weeks ago, while I was still recovering from my hysterectomy, I decided I was going to take on a new hobby, and I knew everything that I needed was down in my craft room, but I needed to more or less organize it. Now, it's not by any means clean because I still haven't gotten to finish the organization process, but it's clean enough for me to be down here and to work on my new hobby, which I have been spending a lot more time working on my new hobby than I have on my cross stitching hobby. Um, let's hop right in and I will catch everyone up on everything that I have been working on. So the first thing that I want to do is I got some Stitchy mail. I actually got this before I filmed the last video, but I forgot. I forgot all about it. So I will show it to you now. I got this off Mercari, and it is a Teresa Wentzler. Which one is this? The Fantasy Sampler. It is a complete kit that I managed to snag for, what did I get this for? 50? I think I got this for 50. I don't like paying more than $50 for a Teresa Wentzler. But I got the Fantasy Sampler off of Mercari. I think that's probably my favorite place to shop for cross stitch things, even more so than eBay, because with eBay, a lot of it is you have to bid on it. And then there's always, like me, when I was in my eBay heyday, I would wait until the very last second to place my bid, and I would scalp it out from under people. And so I don't have the patience or the time to do that anymore. So Mercari seems to be my best bet on finding Teresa Wentzler's. And even finding unopened kits is like a unicorn, I feel like. So that was my one piece of stitchy mail. I have been very, very good, and I have not been buying new things for my stash. So be proud of me on that. So, I'm going to show all four of my projects because now that I have been given the A-OK that I can lift heavy things, I can do things, I need to start getting back into them. So I will show them to show you where everything is up to that. Sorry, the animals have surrounded me down in my craft room. I left the door wide open. Merlin, the little gray cat, is on a piece of cardboard and she's just digging onto it, and the dog is like right here under my feet. The only one that's not here is my eldest cat. He's my grumpy old man. He's like 13 years old, so he deserves his rest. So starting with project number one, favorite designer project, and I'm working on Teresa Wentzler's The Castle, which is in the best of Fantasy Collection Volume 1 because there are 2 volumes, but this is Volume 1. So I am doing the castle, which is this one right here on the front cover. And unfortunately, I have not worked on this very much. I did work on it some, but here is my full project. And then here's where I have been working in this last quadrant, and I've just been working in the rocks and bringing them down. So I worked on this one in the last 3 weeks. I only managed to work on it one day, and I worked on it for 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 18 seconds. So that has brought my total project time up to 147 hours, 36 minutes, and 59 seconds. I know, for it being my main project, I have not been feeling very stitchy at all lately. And I feel like it's kind of been a struggle. My new hobby has sort of taken over my brain, and that's all that I can do right now, which I'll get to. I'll show you what I've been working on exactly. As far as the pattern goes, here's where I am, which you probably won't see much difference from the last time. Because I only worked an hour, and that's about 100 stitches. Okay, so project number 2 is Blackwork Sampler, and I'm working on Pentecost from Practical Blackwork. It's a very beautiful, very large, very intricate pattern. And the last time you saw it, this is exactly how it looked. I was working on doing all of the outlines before I start, filling in the rest of the design. And my problem with this was I used this on the same piece that I do the Teresa Wentzler on, and I was just carrying it up and down the steps. And because of having the hysterectomy, I wasn't allowed to lift heavy things, and so I just wasn't taking any risks. So that was the last you had seen it. So there has been no change, and hopefully next week or the next time I film a video, I will have some updates on this. And then project number 3 is from Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is called Risque. This one has no background, and I dyed the fabric to sort of try to match what this picture has going on. But this is Risque by Amy Brown, and this is from Heaven and Earth Designs. And project number 3 is my wish list project, which sort of encompasses a large variety of things. So, again, this one, the last time you saw it, there was no. This is how it looked the last time you saw it. I have not worked on it, so. So again, hopefully I can get back into that one too. That one sits up in my library near the couch, and so I'm going to try to make time to work on that now. And then my last project, now this project has actually seen the most love in the past 3 weeks, I think it's been. This one is the one that I work on while I'm in the car waiting for the kids to get out of school every day. And so this one I have not had any trouble working on. It is a plaid Bucilla kit. The designer is Donna Dewberry, and this is called Hummingbird and Floral. And so from the last time you saw it, I had been working on this pink flower. I had to shift my Q-snap, and then I started working on these leaves, and I'm just sort of bringing it down because eventually I go into another one of these purple hydrangeas, and I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to that at all. All those purples were just driving me crazy. I mean, it looks beautiful, but to stitch it, for some reason, it felt like more confetti than the Fay Risque. And so that you can see, so I'm getting so close to finishing out this section. And then I still have just a little bit more over here, and then I'll be halfway done. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Here's the whole pattern. So yeah, this one I have put in 5 hours, 45 minutes, and 55 seconds in the past 3 weeks. And it's brought my total project time up to 51 hours, 9 minutes, and 32 seconds. So, yeah. So, with my new hobby, bookbinding, I have not reached the point where I'm to the point where I feel comfortable tearing apart the books that are in my library and starting on them. I'm still at the point where I'm making my own books. So the kids saw what I made for me and my husband, and they wanted some. I had some fabric that the kids had picked out that they liked, and so my oldest wanted this book. It's Grateful Dead fabric that we got at the craft store probably 2 years ago. And did a nice blue inside. Here's a blue ribbon to match. And then I just used some newsprint sketchbook paper for theirs because that's all that they're doing. They're sketching. And then my youngest also picked out one with princess stuff. The inside has pretty floral pattern, and then I did now my youngest has already started drawing and putting things in here, but she's got her bookmark where the next spot is to be. Then I decided I'm going to try to get stuff to go to craft fairs and stuff, things ready. So I started working on Coptic stitch notebooks. And I've made so many, because this is all my brain can think of right now. So I started with, this is washi paper that I bought when we lived in Japan. And I found a matching cardstock paper that looked pretty good with it. And then I picked another matching color for the inside. And this is just the Coptic stitch exposed spine. This one, I printed out papers, and it's a lined paper notebook. Here's another washi paper that I got in Japan, and I picked out a light pink paper to match it, and for the inside, baby blue to match it. This is again another Coptic stitch exposed back, or exposed spine, but I connected them to sort of do a little bit of a design. Then I made this one is a bullet journal with a pink matching. This one is just a blank sketchbook. This is again another washi paper with the Coptic stitch exposed spine, and this is just a a paper that I thought matched, and another inner paper that, you know, sort of matched. Then I got some of my old scrapbook papers out, and so like this is the front, this one's the back, and there's actually gold. You can see it a little bit. There's gold stripes going through it. And again, Coptic stitch, exposed back. This is a lined journal. The pink matching paper on the inside. This one, no, it's like a red foil in the front and the back match. This one is blank, like a sketchbook. The inner paper is red. The stitches I, again, outlined so that it did sort of like a design. Then I made this one. It also has gold foiling. And so with this one, I used gold embroidery floss, devil's pubes, and I Coptic stitched this together. And I sort of did the holes a little bit differently so that it kind of looked, because it already had the, you know, the gold swoops coming this way, and so I wanted it to sort of resemble that. And then this is just sort of like a star background that matched. And then for the inners, just a dark blue paper. And this one is a bullet journal. And then I made some fabric ones that are, again, the Coptic stitch. This one I used the Evil Queen fabric again, and because I have so much fabric, I was able to match the fronts and the backs. This one I also use the gold, rose gold embroidery floss that's devil's pubes, and Coptic stitch this one together. This one is a blank journal. Then this one, again, another fabric, front and back, and you can't really see it, but this also has some gold metallic in the fabric. Like you can see it right a little bit there around the purple, and some of these dots that come through here are the gold. So front and back could match because it's fabric. I did the design with the Coptic stitching again, the inner, and then this one is a bullet journal. And then the last one that I made is this one, fabric again, front and back. Again, the Coptic stitch, and I did the design with the stitching. The inner, and then this one's a lined journal. And then so I have some set up to do some more case bound ones that are fabric, like these ones that I did for the kids. I think they're going to resemble more the ones that I did for me and my husband, but I have the next 3 set up because, again, that's all my brain can focus on is bookbinding. So that's where I am. That's what I've been doing. And I will see everyone hopefully next week, unless I forget because I'm very forgetful. But I will see everyone next week. So, bye. Happy stitching.